There are other men who would deceive her in far worse fashion. I am not going to pretend anything, and you'll see she'll marry me all right. If she likes to live quietly, so she shall. But if she gives me any of her nonsense, I shall leave her at once. But I shall keep the money. I'm not going to look a fool. That's the first thing, not to look a fool." "But Nastasia Philipovna seems to me such a sensible woman, and as such, why should she run blindly into this business? That's what puzzles me so," said the prince. "You don't know all, you see. I tell you there are things, and besides, I'm sure she is persuaded that I love her to distraction. And I give you my word, I have a strong suspicion that she loves me too, in her own way, of course. She thinks she will be able to make a sort of slave of me all my life, but I shall prepare a little surprise for her. I don't know whether I ought to be confidential with you, prince, but I assure you, you are the only decent fellow I have come across. I have not spoken so sincerely as I am doing at this moment for years. There are uncommonly few honest people about, prince. There isn't one honester than Ptitsin. He's the best of the lot. Are you laughing? You don't know, perhaps, that blackguards like honest people. And being one myself, I like you. Why am I a blackguard? Tell me honestly now. They all call me a blackguard because of her, and I have got into the way of thinking myself one. That is what is so bad about the business." "I, for one, shall never think you a blackguard again," said the prince. "I confess I had a poor opinion of you at first, but I have been so joyfully surprised about you just now. It's a good lesson for me. I shall never judge again without a thorough trial. I see now that you are not only not a blackguard, but are not even quite spoiled. I see that you are quite an ordinary man, not original in the least degree, but rather weak." Gania laughed sarcastically, but said nothing. The prince, seeing that he did not quite like the last remark, blushed, and was silent too. "Has my father asked you for money?" asked Gania suddenly. "No." "Don't give it to him if he does. Fancy, he was a decent, respectable man once. He was received in the best society. He was not always the liar he is now. Of course wine is at the bottom of it all, but he is a good deal worse than an innocent liar now. Do you know that he keeps a mistress? I can't understand how mother is so long-suffering. Did he tell you the story of the siege of Kars? Or perhaps the one about his grey horse that talked? He loves to enlarge on these absurd histories." And Gania burst into a fit of laughter. Suddenly he turned to the prince and asked, "Why are you looking at me like that?" "I am surprised to see you laugh in that way, like a child. You came to make friends with me again just now, and you said, 'I will kiss your hand if you like,' just as a child would have said it. And then, all at once, you are talking of this mad project, of these 75,000 roubles. It all seems so absurd and impossible." "Well, what conclusion have you reached?" "That you are rushing madly into the undertaking, and that you would do well to think it over again. It is more than possible that Varvara Ardalionovna is right." "Ah, now you begin to moralize. I know that I am only a child, very well," replied Gania impatiently. "That is proved by my having this conversation with you. It is not for money only, prince, that I am rushing into this affair," he continued, hardly master of his words, so closely had his vanity been touched. "If I reckoned on that, I should certainly be deceived, for I am still too weak in mind and character. I am obeying a passion, an impulse perhaps, because I have but one aim, one that overmasters all else. You imagine that once I am in possession of these 75,000 roubles, I shall rush to buy a carriage. No, I shall go on wearing the old overcoat I have worn for 3 years, and I shall give up my club. I shall follow the example of men who have made their fortunes. When Ptitsin was 17, he slept in the street. He sold penknives, and began with a kopeck. Now he has 60,000 roubles, but to get them, what has he not done? Well, I shall be spared such a hard beginning, and shall start with a little capital. In 15 years people will say, 'Look, that's Ivolgin, the king of the Jews.' You say that I have no originality. Now mark this, prince. There is nothing so offensive to a man of our time and race than to be told that he is wanting in originality, that he is weak in character, has no particular talent, and is, in short, an ordinary person. You have not even done me the honour of looking upon me as a rogue. Do you know I could have knocked you down for that just now? You wounded me more cruelly than Epanchin, who thinks me capable of selling him my wife. Observe, it was a purely gratuitous idea on his part, seeing there has never been any discussion of it between us. This has exasperated me, and I am determined to make a fortune. I will do it. Once I am rich, I shall be a genius, an extremely original man. One of the vilest and most hateful things connected with money is that it can buy even talent, and will do so as long as the world lasts. You will say that this is childish or romantic. Well, that will be all the better for me, but the thing shall be done. I will carry it through. He laughs most who laughs last. Why does Epanchin insult me? Simply because, socially, I am a nobody. However, enough for the present. Colia has put his nose in to tell us dinner is ready twice. I'm dining out. I shall come and talk to you now and then. You shall be comfortable enough with us. They are sure to make you one of the family. I think you and I will either be great friends or enemies. Look here now, supposing I had kissed your hand just now, as I offered to do in all sincerity, should I have hated you for it afterwards? Certainly, but not always. You would not have been able to keep it up, and would have ended by forgiving me, said the prince, after a pause for reflection, and with a pleasant smile. Oh, how careful one has to be with you, prince! Haven't you put a drop of poison in that remark now, eh? By the way, I forgot to ask, was I right in believing that you were a good deal struck yourself with Nastasia Philipovna? Yes. Are you in love with her? No. And yet you flush up as red as a rosebud. Come, it's all right. I'm not going to laugh at you. Do you know she is a very virtuous woman? Believe it or not, as you like. You think she and Totski? Not a bit of it, not a bit of it. Not for ever so long. Au revoir. Gania left the room in great good humour. The prince stayed behind, and meditated alone for a few minutes. At length Colia popped his head in once more. "I don't want any dinner, thanks, Colia. I had too good a lunch at General Epanchin's." Colia came into the room and gave the prince a note. It was from the general, and was carefully sealed up. It was clear from Colia's face how painful it was to him to deliver the missive. The prince read it, rose, and took his hat. "It's only a couple of yards," said Colia, blushing. "He's sitting there over his bottle, and how they can give him credit I cannot understand. Don't tell mother I brought you the note, prince. I have sworn not to do it 1,000 times, but I'm always so sorry for him. Don't stand on ceremony. Give him some trifle and let that end it." Come along, Colia. I want